flag salute, please. Ryan, would you lead us tonight, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Ryan. Tammy, will you take us through roll call, please?
Yes, those present are Mayor Shaw, Council Members Baker, Roth, Arnbrister, Kemp, and McVeigh, staff present, and myself, City Attorney, Public Works Supervisor and Supervisor in Training, Code Enforcement, Matt Russell with the Fire Department, and Captain Watkins. Excused tonight is Jim and Adam.
Thank you. Look for approval of agenda, please, Council.
I move to approve the agenda.
I move to amend the agenda to add pro tem position under new business.
Okay. There's a motion and a second to amend the agenda. Any further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, now we'll look for the approval of agenda. Don't we have to do it again after we amend one?
No.
Shows how often you guys amend the agenda. Okay. Look for approval of consent agenda, please.
Move approval of the consent agenda to include March 26, 2024 claim vouchers 8074 through 8090 and 6 EFTs in the amount of $30,769.22. March 12th meeting minutes, April 9th claim vouchers 8098 through 8113 and 3 EFTs in the amount of $71,760 and the March payroll in the amount of $39,841, which has been audited and verified by the audit committee.
There's a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Any further discussion? No further discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed 5-0. Thank you, Council. We'll now go to public comment, and we have nobody signed up tonight, so we'll move to staff reports. And Captain Watkins, you can lead us tonight.
So, the month of March, we kind of continued with having a lot more traffic enforcement going on. It dipped from what it was in February. We purposely escalated due to some of the issues that have been brought forward about speeders in different areas of the county. So we encouraged our officers that work down here to continue with that. They just happened to get busy on other calls, so we didn't have quite as high a numbers. But we still had, I think it was in the 25 traffic stops. Normally we were seeing more like 10, 12. The month prior we saw like 42. So again, it kind of dipped from that. Other than that, the numbers of general calls for service pretty much status quo where we're normally at. We did have 2 collisions in the town, 3 domestics, and 2 burglaries. They continue to do business checks, area checks, and I was looking earlier at the reports that were pulled. There was nothing that was really of any, what we would consider a major priority 1 type call that occurred in the area. So again, I think we've got a new batch of pretty young deputies, and so they're still learning the areas that they're working in, and we have encouraged them to work in around Rainier as much as they can, because we've informed them that we're contracted, so we want you to know the streets, we want you to know how to get around, we want you to go into the businesses. So that's why we're starting to see more like business checks. Business checks are a real simple thing. They go in to get a pot at the store. That's a business check. But they're going in, they're usually talking to the clerks, that sort of thing. So again, I think the older deputies, they are familiar with Rainier. They still, will come through and handle calls and all that stuff. But the younger ones, they're very motivated. Let's just put it that way. So, and if any of you happen to get stopped because you might have been, you know, slightly violating a traffic law. I apologize, but I think they would write their own mothers. They're pretty young, so they're excited to do the job, and so they're doing it with a great deal of zeal.
Good.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Was vacation good?
I can tell you that Puerto Vallarta is alive and well.
Okay.
I survived it.
Well, good.
And then the next month, it just was a coincidental thing. My wife and I own a timeshare condo in Lake Chelan, so I missed the second meeting because I was in Chelan, which is also alive and well.
Good.
Thank you
Glad
for
were-
checking.
And I was rested and relaxed.
Good. We're glad you're back.
Thank you.
Matt, you got anything?
Yeah, so, last meeting that, Jim suggested I put together a little something. So, in the first quarter of this year, I've done 9 inspections. I found 16 violations. I've corrected 15 of those. The one that hasn't been corrected is because the inspection was done yesterday and they haven't gotten their extinguisher serviced yet. So that'll be done too. I'll be leading a fire safety discussion at the senior center on the 29th. I have another inspection set up with Greg Gassel over at the school district here coming up next week. One of the ones I'm kind of proud of actually is I discovered a fairly significant life safety situation at one of our businesses, and with Rainier and LG's help, we got that fixed. So luckily nobody will have to, you know, inadvertently die in a fire. And lastly, I've actually I've been doing some fire safety talks in Yelm as well at the senior center, and one of the people who goes there lives in Rainier here. Or has moved, and she didn't have working smoke detectors, so she was able to get a hold of me, and I went out and installed a bunch of detectors for her, and we came up with a better escape plan for her, since she's kind of mobility impaired, in case her place, heaven forbid, catches on fire. So that's kind of what I've been up to here, and I'm hoping to get the entire city done this year. It's a hope. We'll see. So.
Good. Thank you, Matt. Any questions for Matt? Thank you for taking care of that lady too. Rainey.
Well, so that's the last time of year, so these letters went out on the 28th for the camp habitations in the community. It's a total of 8 to address the ones on those, and then I was gone for a week. I just got back Monday, so now since I got back, I've not had a full tour yet of where those letters went out to, but on the 8th, I've got 3 for sure that are gone. They're not habitating anymore. And out of those 3 neighbors that we couldn't 100% say, yeah, they're habitating, I've noticed that they have closed up shop on their campers as well. So I think that we're getting the word out, and people are realizing that it's not going away. I'm not going away. And we're going to keep enforcing camper habitation. That's really all I got right now. If anybody has any questions on camper habitations or anything else. But it's kind of where we're at with those. It's still fresh. I gave them a 30-day notice, so we're only, maybe 8 days, 9 days into it, so they still have some time. So I think we're going to have it where we have more of the ones that have been there for years. They have a lot of garbage floating around them. Tips you, they started cleaning up around the camper and also on the yard. So I was happy to see that action happening. I think those ones that have been there for years, I think they're going to probably be the ones that we're going to have and probably do a little more enforcement on after the 30 days. Time will tell. We'll keep working on it.
Thank you. Any questions for Rainey? Okay. Theron?
Well, we gave a staff report.
Notice Ron came tonight, so he's evaluating you on
He
your
is, he's
staff report.
evaluating me. So Paul and I repaired a water service on Alaska Street, had a sizable leak, we were able to quench that. You all have probably seen the new desks next door. Took Paul and I 2 days, but we got those installed with very limited instructions. The girls are happy over there. 19 utility locates. We do our normal checks every week of the parks and the wells. We started getting the chain link installed at the park on the fencing. We will probably pick up and do some more tomorrow. And then Paul's gonna be gone for a week and a half, and then we'll pick back up on that. Continued patching of potholes. Replaced all the light bulbs with energy efficient LED lights in the entire building here. And so they're all uniform in color and size and shape. And Paul has been super busy mowing when the weather permits. And I finished up all the maintenance of all the power equipment, so it's all serviced and ready to go for this year.
They can't be happier, me personally, of our Public Works Department. And I think I can speak for Tammy also. I know the councils all talked to me. A couple of them shared things tonight when they walked in as I was sitting here. You're doing a good job. Keep it up. You know, I just want to give you kudos to the fact that while Tammy was gone, Theron and I were in here on Thursday, and I was looking at the light bulbs, and if you guys have noticed, I don't think they've been cleaned in 10 years. These light fixtures were horrible. And a matter of me asking him to replace them and let's surprise Tammy when she comes back. In a matter of
So you asked me Thursday night, and we got, or Wednesday night.
Wednesday night, by Thursday morning, he already had a price that Ron had got from Lowe's for me to authorize. And I texted back and said, yes. Ron went in, I take it, and got the lights. Theron spent all day here on Friday and cleaned them all. This place, you walk in with me, it was dirt everywhere because of those light fixtures. And I sure hope you were happy when you walked in on Monday morning.
Mm-hmm.
That's a present from everybody for your being a grandma.
Oh, thank you.
Anyway, you know, you two and Paul are doing a great job. So.
Well, thank you. We wrote Paul's performance evaluation today, and you know, we couldn't be happier with him. And you know, I think this public works crew here, we all three really care. We care about Rainier. We care about serving the public and serving the council, the people here, and serving the mayor. And so, you know, that's huge. It's when somebody has heart. I really believe you can train almost anybody to do anything. You can't train somebody to have heart. And I think all three of us have heart and we care.
You guys do. You're doing great. Council, you got anything for the two of them?
Well, I just would like to say, I think one of the smartest things we've done is put them in basically a uniform. It brings maybe brings notoriety to with our residents, and lets them know we actually have a public works department.
And we're all have official IDs now. We've got that today. We're card carrying members.
I would agree with Dennis. It has helped with the high vis, not only safety wise, but the residents can recognize us right away. Yeah, thank you guys for allowing funding for that, because that has helped.
Haven't had anybody threaten to shoot you for going on their property to read their water meters and shit.
Not lately. But a few months yet.
Give it time.
Any other questions or any other comments, council? Okay, thanks again. Dennis?
I attended TRPC last Friday. Not a lot to report that pertains directly to us, but they were
Did
able
you
to
see
get
the
some more money from the legislature.
invoice that I approved for the lights.
507
Not yet.
roundabouts are
That's fine.
moving, and they
Lot
are
of
going to
lights.
get done
That's fine.
soon.
When you see it, I was fine.
That will-
Okay.
I got proof in my text.
Other than that, I don't have anything, except I'm really happy with what's going on, the way the city looks.
Thanks, Dennis. Any questions for Dennis? Ron,
Well, tomorrow's supposed to be a TPD meeting, call for projects, and it's an in-person meeting this month, simply because it's call for projects. I will not be able to attend, so if somebody can step up to go to that tomorrow morning, 7:30.
where's it at?
It's at that, Heritage Center, up by the courthouse up there. I can't think of the exact address, I can give you a link if you cover it.
Anything else?
That's it.
Good, thank you. Any questions for Ron? Tom?
I have nothing to report, but I have something I would like to offer up.
Yep.
Everybody would join me. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you, grandbaby.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Tom. That's sweet.
Congratulations.
Well, I might as well show you my picture since we're talking about her. Here she is. She was born Saturday morning at 2:39. That was a long night, but she was worth the wait. So, thank you. Yes.
And
Yes.
Tammy is so devoted to this city, that I officially told her in writing, she did not have to be back for the meeting tonight. Did I not?
You did. Yes, you
Again,
did.
I have it in writing, and she said that she would come back, and I then called her on the phone and said, Tammy, you don't need to be here. Why are you here? I've got things to do, and the city's important to me. So, another example of the employees that we have, so we
Thank you.
appreciate that too, Tammy.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. Any questions for Tom? Ryan? Any questions for Ryan? Maureen? No. Any questions for Maureen? That's the quick side of the table. You got anything besides what you want to do at the end?
A little spiel about homelessness, that's all I got, that's all I
But
need.
we're gonna save that for the end.
Yeah, and if anybody doesn't wanna listen to it, they can leave.
Okay. Any questions for Bill? Tammy? You already gave your report.
Yeah, well, that was part of my report. So the water line agreement that we talked about last time up on Charm Road, they signed that and returned it, and I recorded it 2 Fridays ago, so that's a done deal. I was able to complete the COVID money annual report, not the auditor's annual report, so that is done. And then I did email council, but I wanted to personally thank you for allowing me to go to conference. It was a great conference this year. We had 2 speakers, a keynote speaker and kind of an end note speaker. Very inspiring and kind of gave me my steam back. Not that I lost my steam being a clerk, but sometimes it, sizzles down. So I got my steam back and I am going to go for my MMC. So it's a little harder to get than the CMC. So who knows if I'll get it during my time here, but I'm going to at least work towards it. So thank you all for allowing me to do that and be gone for that week. And that's all I have.
Any questions for Tammy? Thank you, Tammy. Made me think of one thing. I don't know, was it in your report? Paul got his flagging certification last week.
He did.
And that was in the report for the council?
No, I think
Okay, anyway,
we missed that.
they sent Paul to get his certification, so he's now a certified flagger for us. And he was excited when he got back.
Yep.
He said he was certified in all 52 states. I said, you can't leave.
That's right.
That's the first thing you wanted to tell me, though. I think he was trying to hint to me. I'm certified in 52 now, Mayor. I have nothing. I got my Thurston County Mayor's meeting Friday, and we are meeting in Lacey this week. Okay, we'll go to new business. Dennis put on their Mayor Pro Tem. I guess it's that time of year.
Yeah, it's been our policy to appoint a
Yep.
new mayor pro tem every year. Tom has served us for the past year, so I would like to nominate Councilman Kemp as our pro tem for this year.
Good with that?
Any objections? Okay. Sorry, Tom, I appreciate you being the mayor pro tem for last year, but I don't think I ever missed a meeting.
No, you did
You
one.
did one, you did one.
Yeah, I did one.
Did I really?
Great job too, Bob. I'm sorry to see you come
Well,
back.
thank you. Yeah. What's that, Ron?
Not
You want me to miss one again? No. Okay, thank you. I don't think we need a motion for that. Just well, let's be safe. Make a nomination. Dennis made a nomination. I have a second.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion, a second, to have Ron Kemp be a mayor pro tem for the year of 2024. Any further discussion? No further discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, Ron. Okay, any old business? Okay, before we go, you can leave if you want, but Bill said he wanted to give a little presentation on homelessness.
Right.
So,
Now,
do we?
and I gotta figure out how to make this thing work correct. There we go. Now, by the way, trigger warning, and the only reason I give it is because people who are woke are just absolutely terrified about anything after the trigger warning. At any rate, anybody who has a problem with cognitive dissonance should leave.
Do we want this on still?
Huh?
Do we want this on still?
Oh, you can shut that thing off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's make a motion to adjourn.
There.
Move to adjourn.
There's a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting officially adjourned at 5:21.